morning. It's still kind of morning. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Phylecia from iFind You Clothes, and I'm here with another edition of Travel the World as a speaker. And since it's Sunday, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. Nothing too crazy. We're going to talk about the best and worst conference swag. So I need to close this thing that's on my desktop. But we're going to talk about the best and worst conference swag of things that I've gotten, and things like if you're thinking about passing out things, just, take a few hints on it. But it's kind of cool just being here on a Sunday. Just finished watching a really interesting race, so I'm going to tell you about that. So like I said, I'm Phylecia Jones, your host of Travel the World as a speaker, where I get to talk about my two favorite things, and that is public speaking and traveling, and how you can leverage public speaking so that you can travel. One of the things I've done over the last few years is that by public speaking, I've been able to go to some pretty cool places here in the United States, Canada, over in England, and I've also been able to grow a business, grow a brand, get on national television, and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to talk about that today, and I like to give you a little bit of a travel story. And today I don't really have a travel story, but just something that I just watched on television before we get into our content of the day, and that is the best and worst conference swag. So my travel story of today is I watched my first Formula One race. Yay! Got pulled into Formula One through Netflix, and of course, last year pandemic, it was like, what, let's give this a try, and instantly just got sucked into these beautiful places. I don't know if it's the cinematography of what they're doing, but beautiful places, beautiful people, making a lot of money, and it's like, what, if I knew how to drive a car, I would definitely go and do that. But one of the things I love about these types of shows, any type of travel show, is that it gives me ideas of where I think I want to go. And today's race was in Bahrain. It was a Grand Prix. So I watched the first race. So didn't get a whole lot of shots of Bahrain because it was at nighttime. But still, when I've seen some of the daytime shots on the regular TV, on the regular series show, it has been pretty cool. So I think as I watch these shows over the last year, my bucket list of places to go has just climbed. Like now I really want to go. I want to go to a Formula One race. Now I want to go to a BTS concert. I got to see Beyonce in concert eventually, and I want to go to a Formula One race, Monaco preferably. But we'll see. So just curious, how do you create your bucket list of places to go? So yes, hi Chad, how are you doing? If you plan on juxtaposing your content, do you mean best and worst? Yes, that's what I'm talking about, the best and worst conference swag, because I've seen all kinds of things. All right, so that's my talk about Formula One. So I'm just going to have a little fun today and just kind of tell you some of the best and worst conference swag that I have seen over the years. So when it comes to like the best conference swag, we got to start off with the best. I like ink pens. I know it seems like really, really lame, but I'm one of those. You'll start off the day with like 20 ink pens and then you lose them as you go. So I love getting ink pens. The journals, not so much, because I get so many of these journals, and I know people spend about $8 per journal to hand out. They're okay if I'm writing notes, but it goes into the pile of other journals, with all of your branding on it and things like that. So I would say pens are yes. Journals are kind of a type of thing when it comes to conference swag. Now, I know guys really like t-shirts as conference swags. I don't know if this is like the only time of year where they go shopping. The t-shirts are kind of neat, but I can leave the t-shirts behind. What I do like are socks. That's probably like hands down, like when you get your bag, they give you this bag and you pull out all your stuff and you dump it on the hotel bed, and then it's like socks, yes, or whatever candy is in there. So socks I absolutely love. T-shirts, I know the guys like the t-shirts because maybe that fuels their wardrobe for like a year. What happens with the t-shirts is I'll wear them like one time and then like toss them, or they become like dust rags in the house. Does anybody else use dust rags in the house, or is that just me? So the t-shirts are maybe for somebody else, but socks, like hands down, if I got more socks at conferences, please, conferences out in the world, get more socks. Socks and ink pens. I can live with those. Now, the other things that I don't like at conferences is when you get loaded up with paper. You get all these papers. Here's a freebie for this. Here's a freebie for this. I mean, those are great, but when I see the socks, everything else gets trashed, or little pieces of candy. I know sometimes you're just hungry, but all of the paper, all of the, the flyers. I mean, it has to be something pretty spectacular for me to pay attention to a flyer, but usually they go all in the trash. And I do feel bad because I know somebody spent tons and tons of money on all of this stuff that will be trash. The other thing that I would say is kind of, no, I won't say it's the worst, but it's kind of like, you know what, maybe you should save your money, is stickers. Stickers are really, really cool. I like getting them, like in the moment, like, ooh, stickers, but then they kind of get trashed too. So if you're looking into, what conference swag to keep, or if you're trying to figure out what conference swag to buy, I mean, you don't have to take my tips, but just pay attention. Stickers are kind of a no-go. I mean, they are really, really neat. They're cheap to get, so I understand why people get them, but to be honest, we can get rid of the stickers. All right, here's another one that I'm kind of over, water bottles. Oh my gosh. Here's the deal. If you're not going to give me a premium type water bottle, the cheap plastic things, I mean, I don't dump them at the hotel room, but they will eventually come home and get recycled. So the water bottles, especially the cheap ones, just, oh gosh, I really don't like them. And of course, if you have conference swag that you like or you think is like the worst thing ever, let me know, because I'm always curious what people like and what they don't like. The other thing that I do absolutely love, or, I will say, the best conference swag I've ever gotten, a reusable straw. Hands down. It took me a long time to figure out what it was because they come in a little metal tube, and it wasn't in packaging, but it has the little the pipe cleaner with it. And my roommate and I at one of the conferences, 15 minutes trying to figure out what is this thing? I mean, we're like pushing things, pulling things, and eventually we, an hour later, we figured out it was a straw. So even though it took us a while to figure it out, it was probably one of the best. I mean, it's like neck and neck with socks, but a reusable straw, hands down, probably one of the best things I've ever gotten as conference swag. Now, my husband, when we go to his events, I mean, they get PlayStations and televisions. Of course, best conference swag. More than likely, the events I'm going to, they don't do that. But just kind of giving you an idea of some of the fun things that I've gotten at a conference. Would love to know what you have. Like I said, this is going to be a very short video, just all of the things I've seen when it comes to conferences. But one thing I will tell you is that, unfortunately, most of the conference swag does get trashed. Even the bags that they come, like the little backpacks they try to give you, they get trashed too. I can't keep them all. The bottles of water are great because they're used right then and there, but half the time I understand conference swag works. It makes you stand out. But also, you know what, it's something that you might want to save a little bit of money on if you're not doing socks or straws. Maybe some stickers, maybe some journals, but otherwise, it's kind of cool to get conference swag. It's kind of cool to take the photo, and then after the photo, everything gets trashed. Sorry. All right, that's all I have for you because I'm having some technical difficulties. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.